Good evening, folks. This is Darth Rabbit07 coming to you today with another quick review. Just so as it happens with everything showing up, this year's Titan class offering Tidal Wave showed up, and I'm super tickled to have it in hand finally after watching so many others get theirs in. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching my channel. I really do appreciate you guys. So let's turn this camera around and take a look at Tidal Wave. And there is Tidal Wave on the turntable, looking absolutely spectacular in that box. You got the Dark Fleet separately there on the shot. You got all kinds of activity going on in the water with other little transformers I'm just not familiar with. If y'all know who those guys are, let me know down in the comments below there. And then you got to look at the side of the box. You got Galvatron there, commanding him onward into battle. On the back of the box, you got him in his robot mode. You've got this base mode. Hasbro likes to make base modes of bigger bots laying down. And then you got Dark Fleet combined. Dark Fleet splitting up to go onto Galvatron. And Dark Fleet separate vehicle modes together combined and robot mode combined. All right, guys. And then on the bottom of the box, pause and scan right there. For those looking in-box or in-store inbox, I don't know that this guy actually is going to ever hit the American shelves again in stores. With that said, let's open this big old box up and take a look at the contents inside. Inside that box, you get another box holding the figure. We're going to go straight up right here. This could get a little bit messy along the way. We get to see this together, and that stuff goes flopping out. That box goes over there. So there you have him kind of Frankensteined into the box there, guys. I'm going to turn it a little bit sideways. Also, you get the instructions there. Whatever's in the toilet paper doobies. Some more toilet paper doobie. The inside job. The other side of the box, and some clipping points. Let's get to it. Real quickly, I just wanted to point out that you got these two sets instead of this toilet paper doobies, and then you got this set of 4 in that doobie and that set of 2 in that doobie. And I just got to confer with the instructions and see if everything is here in fact. And he was laying in pieces, so we got to get this guy into shape and get him together. Per said instructions, these 4, we'll go right here. The other mortars have an R and an L denoted on the inside, and you got a L and an R there on the chest. So I guess order and sequence does matter. I'll show you that in a sec. There is said L going at the L on the chest there. And the R, you can see the R right there. There's the R. Going with the R there. And he's got his mortar hoo-haws ready to go. And then we gotta flip this guy over and put the other mortars right here, like those, like right there. Per said Hasbro instruction. Now let's get to the next phase. Currently, we got him in a separated laying down base mode with his chestial pew-pews. What you do to one side, you got to do the other. Those legs are turning out to be a stand-up kind of job there, guys. If you will, form feet and legs, arms and the body. And I shall form the head. And there you have Tidal Wave in his robot mode. He is really, really big, kind of crazy looking there. We will take a spin around and let you see the side view. He's just one big, gigantic rectangle for the most part, with littler parts in the back there. And we'll get into that a little bit later. A little bit more there. And there he is again. And he's so big, he's going to be kind of hard to see in this video, but we'll go through the articulation real quick and see what all he's got. He's got all the way around the head there. No up and down due to big blocky crazy goodness there. You have all the way around on that nice tight ratchet. You get all the way out the side there, extend that out. He can get a full tidal wave T pose. Then he can lower these back down. Nice ratchets. Ratchets there is elbow, about that far along. His hands are really, really kind of funky, and it's got all kinds of movement there that you can do however you see fit. The wrists themselves, it's like I said, it's really weird and funky due to the way it does right there. So then we'll move this down. Boy, that is some noisy stuff. Let's just set these out to the side here. Let's see if he's got some waist, and a Titan class that doesn't have any waist. Really, Hasbro? No waist? And maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Pause for a second. You do get some waist, but you gotta lift up this front skirt and this back skirt, and you get some waist there. It's really weird. Weird, and owie. Let's get that to the next step. He can kick up about that far forward. He can go all the way back, kick himself in the back of the head if you so desire. He's got upper thigh swivel, that knee, that ratchet. He's got some ankle tiltage, and he can also come apart, as I could just demonstrate on camera there. Give me a second, I'll try to bust him into a pose. And he can pose, and I probably should play with this a little bit more, but I mean, that's kind of crazy looking. So he's got his Saturday Night Live, on a Saturday Night Live little dance pose. So there's that. And earlier, I was wrong about the head. You can get it to look up just like so. And the reason why you don't hear any background clicking or noises is because the button got hit. Take care when handling the chest area. The chest jubblies will jump off of there as I demonstrated. And for the most part, those ratchets move and click with everything. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just me not knowing how to work him. Then you got the full T and Van damage together. The tidal wave T and the Van damage look very painful. And to get him back into an A pose, we're going to take a spin around the block, let you look at all the details. He is just an absolute unit, guys. Now, I wish that would fold on up flush right there, but it doesn't. You see the Dark Fleet centerpiece there for the smaller guys. And that's about going to do it for this robot mode. Let's get this guy separated into his three other little pieces in 3, 2, 1, and here is the Dark Fleet in their separate ship modes here. And I gotta say, I really do love this battleship one right here. It is just superb. Like the weight, the heft, the details, the movable turrets. I don't know why that wants to hang up like that. These things can tend to pop off of here fairly easy. They got the blast effect torch, so you can dolly that up however you see fit. Here's your look at the starboard side, aft, port side, and all the way forward, looking really, really sharp. Looking down on it from the top, and why not see the bottom too? Again, like I really do wish that this had a way to cover this up when it's not in the ship mode. You got the wheels to where it rolls really, really good, as all rolling land-based ships should be. Secondly, we got the aircraft carrier, which is essentially the arms together. You got blast effect ports there, like the hands do there. Looks really good. I really do wish right here where the tower sits when it's in arm mode that this actually popped forward instead of having a gap there. Here's the aft. The other side, like how that folds up on the side to make it, you know, a little takeoff. Well, actually, that's takeoff, and I think that's the landing, so that if they had to do a touch and go and they missed the trip. And really do on the tower, Wish that there was a little bit more detail or black paint to denote the windows at the forward parts of the tower. It looks really good. You got some spots that if you have the MicroMaster jets, you can actually set them up and simulate that look too. This gives me a very Final Countdown feel because it's an aircraft carrier. And this is the weakest of the trio. This submarine looking bit here, troop transport. Up here on the bridge, the second bridge, you got paint here, but no paint there. That kind of aggravates to no end. You can have it with its wings deployed. And even doing this, it may fall apart in my hands because this has got the weakest little connection. And now that's on camera, it's not going to do its thing and actually fall apart on me. It did that several times whenever I was trying to get it to stick together. It's only been held by like one of the two clips there, and it's like they're too shallow or whatnot. And on a $200 figure, that is highly unacceptable and horse shit, Hasbro. Really, really, really wanted to love it more, but I mean, like, it gets to start to messing with this, and there it went. See, those are two way shallow done, and I'm hoping that there's a third party that will fix this because Hasbro's Q&A will not freaking fix it. I mean, like I said, on a $200 goddamn dollar figure, the stuff should work, and like getting it back together is really no super easy feat. It's just hanging on that one right there. So that said and done, I'm thankful that whenever you do the combine mode, it actually sticks together. But that is highly uncalled for, Hasbro. You gotta actually start giving a damn about your Q&A, especially on the year's Titan offering. That's unacceptable. All right, let's get that combined in 3, 2, 1, and here's a fun little bonus mode. If you ever get the thing to stick together, you can actually let Megatron ride upon that, make him essentially a flying tank. Combine mode with the 3 separate pieces of Dart Fleet. There you go. And here is Tidal Wave in his combine mode here at the very forward look of the ship. This is where this really, really does sing in its combine mode. Here again is the starboard side of the Dart Fleet all combined together. The aft and how that looks. Love that thruster detail there. Really, really, really nice. You got your wings there on the side. You come up on the port side of the ship. The bridge looks really, really good. And you can either do that up or down, your preference altogether. It may not go down in there without you having to move some stuff around, but I like it with it up. So you essentially got 2, 3, should be 4 bridges, but that one's not painted over there. This thing rolls absolutely awesomely. To simulate land portions wherever he's got to be on land, you got all that little rolling around stuff there. That's really, really, really good, guys. One more spin here. Boom. We're going to take a top-down look at this now as I detach from the tripod and do a more overhead view of him. This thing looks phenomenal together. Very parts formery. Probably one of the funnest part formers I've handled ever. And speaking of parts formers, he does have like a base mode that I will get into next, which is him essentially laying down in robot mode and having the other little smaller pieces pop off, and you get a couple different configurations there. I'll start off with the base mode at port, and then I'll show it full-fledged. And once again, I've had a mishap, so now I got to talk you through this. This is where the one piece of Dart Fleet comes out of the back there. And you got these side pieces that need to come off. And lastly, you got to get the arm pieces off right here. We'll combine these first. There's that. And then you got those other foot pieces that's got to be added to that. They are inside the leg there, so we're going to open this up and get the foot pieces that combine with the other winged piece to form the miniature flight version of that submarine. And these things are stuck in there pretty good, guys. And now let's get the rest of this going on here. Now that we've removed the smaller pieces of the Dart Fleet, this is what it looks like all hollowed out. And now we just got to lay him down and get him into base mode. This is how Tidal Wave looks whenever you do get him stripped of the pieces to make the smaller Dart Fleet. I'll show these pieces off to you now. There's the gunboat, there's the aircraft carrier, and the submarine troop carrier. They do not combine whatsoever. And now here is the base mode with its initial configuration there. The aircraft carrier has to be split apart, one piece put on one side and one put on the back tower there. The wing pieces go back on the back side of the base there. And it just reminds me of like a Metroplex Trypticon combo. Those colors are very Trypticon and Metroplex with the way the legs are configured. But I like this a lot more than I thought I would. And with the way it is right now, you can get some spin here on the turntable to let you see all the different angles and sides and how that all looks. I'm really tickled to have an extra mode configured out of this. Have a robot laying down. Show me your best French spread there, Tidal Wave. For the design team to shoehorn in a base mode, this didn't turn out that bad at all. All the wheels will work if you decide to roll the base around. So like I said, by land, by sea, by air, it's up to your imagination there, guys. Not to mention low battery on the lapels, both the lapels that come with the kit. You got to charge your stuff there, Darth. So anyway, let's get him into some final thoughts now. Get him back into robot mode. Some final thoughts on Tidal Wave, guys. No matter what configuration you got him in, if he's all with the flame armored Megatron flamed up and ready to rock and roll, I highly recommend, even with its shortcomings, the Dart Fleet with it and its this leg configuration whenever it's separate. That's highly unacceptable. That's the worst thing about this whole set. Other than that, it's got a lot of fun play features I think a lot of folks will like, especially whenever you can dolly up the leader size class, which is essentially a mega size. With that pieces, it kind of made it like a little weird thing. Back in the day, everything was kind of like a brick former, but now you got your articulation. And even still, this is like so heavy that I use it as a shield there, but and then you can actually click that out one little bit there, and you got that like that. But it's a fun set altogether. I mean, if you got Megatron, you're going to want to get Tidal Wave. But with all that said and done, I think that Hasbro should do a running QC correction, send people the pieces to where the Dart Fleet can click together there whenever you have it separate. Because the other modes rock totally. Even the little lay down and draw me like a French girl's base mode, I think that was a lot of fun to do. And even with the stripped down pieces there, with him having holes in the back of his hands, I mean, at least you can, it's stuff that you can do with this. They give it a lot of thought and whatnot. I just hate the oversight on the Dart Fleet submarine base personnel carrier. That's going to do it for Tidal Wave, guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching. And Tidal Wave is this year's Titan class offering. I missed out on Nemesis last year, but I'm hearing that I didn't really miss out on a whole lot because the QC was so poor on it. That one glaring QC thing is unacceptable, Hasbro. You're going to have to care about it. All that said, you guys have a great week out there. Until all are one, guys.